Hello, this is Katie Ardmore with the Comm 280 group number 8. My other group members are David Dow, Callie Smith, and Rachel Brown. Today I will be presenting our research paper, Textbooks, Dead Weight, or Building Blocks. I'll start with talking about the what, how, and why of our paper. This will cover the literature review and the methods. We started with the meta question, is it worth it in the long run to pay for a college education? This led to many research questions that came down to how did the cost of textbooks measure up to the average first-year salaries for college graduates in certain majors, and basically, are textbooks worth it in the long run? When we conducted our research, we looked at 4 different common majors: accounting, journalism, nursing, and mechanical engineering. Our main sources for our information were the BYU Idaho bookstore and website, salary.com, and the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics. Our study did not include human subjects, and so we did not have to get approval from the school or perform surveys. For the why of our project, we figured that this is a pretty relevant subject, with many college graduates being unemployed or underemployed. People often wonder, is it worth it to go to college? Is it worth it to pay for a college education? That's the question that we wanted to tackle, but really not much research has been done about how the cost of textbooks compare to salary after graduation, and so we decided to tackle that subject. Now I'll talk about our findings in our paper. For our findings about salary, we found that mechanical engineering majors in their first year after graduation will make double the amount that journalists will. Nursing comes in second, accounting comes in third. For our findings on classes, we found that mechanical engineers have to take the most classes to graduate, but have the lowest percentage of classes that require a book. They actually have to take 9 to 10 more classes compared to other majors. As far as the findings about costs, we found that the mechanical engineers' average textbook price and median textbook price show that the prices for their degree are either cheap or expensive with little variation in between. We also found that though journalists may have the lowest first-year salary, they actually spend the least amount of their first-year salary on books. We compared how much students pay for textbooks compared to how much they make their first year, and analyzed the percentage that they have to pay of their first-year salary for textbook debt, and journalists had the lowest. As far as our conclusions, we found that the percentage of textbook costs compared to the first year of salary for these graduates is very small. By analyzing our research, we discovered that although mechanical engineering majors have to pay more for textbooks, they usually make more their first year of school. The same goes with nursing. And even though journalists make less money, they had to spend less money on textbooks. So it usually evens out. We have this graph here showing the percentages of textbook costs and salary totals. And we can tell from this that the percentage that people spend of their first year salary on textbook debt is pretty low. And so, in conclusion about our research paper, we discovered that textbook prices do correlate with starting wages. It seems that majors who make more money paid more on their textbooks. We also found that out of the 4 majors, the textbook prices and starting wages were all about the same distance apart. That means that out of all the different textbook prices, were less than 4% of the average first-year salary. While students are in school, they may spend very different amounts on textbooks, but our research has concluded that it will be worth it in the long run. Thanks.